Hello everyone. Welcome to A Million Things About Japan. I'm Machiko. How are you doing? I was born and raised in Japan, but I also lived in California for a little over 12 years. Then I moved back to Japan this past December. On each episode, I introduce Japanese food, Japanese culture, Japanese customs, and more. So please like and subscribe to the channel and get to know a little bit more about Japan with me. よろしくお願いします。Okay, let's get started. I have worked for my old boss from time to time since I moved back to Japan. His company is a promotion company, and planning and organizing events is his strength. I met him through my senpai, which in this case means upperclassman, when I was still a college student, and started working for him part-time. Then that became my full-time job after graduation. So I have known him for a long time, and he is still the easiest person to work with, and I enjoy working with him again. Last weekend, I worked for him at a promotional event at the shopping mall. The event's goal was to give customers, especially the ones with kids, an opportunity to learn about the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, through a few recreational activities. There was a booth to fold origami in the form of endangered marine species, and he asked me to teach and assist the kids. We offered several options to fold, such as a penguin, a whale, a sea turtle, a tuna, or a seahorse. None of them were easy to fold, even with the instruction paper. I had a good time communicating with kids through origami and realized that Japanese kids are very familiar with origami. It is used as an educational tool and also a traditional art form in Japan. So, I would like to talk about origami today. Origami is a traditional Japanese art of paper folding. Oru means fold, and kami means paper in English. Origami can produce various shapes such as animals, flowers, and so much more. Many different kinds of paper can be used for origami, but irogami and chiogami are the most commonly used. Irogami is Western-style paper. One side has a solid color, and the other side is usually white. Chiogami is Japanese-style paper with traditional Japanese-style patterns called wagara. Paper for origami must be square. The most common size is 15 centimeters long. Origami is enjoyed by a wide range of people. Simple creations are intended for children and used for educational purposes. I remembered there was origami time at kindergarten, and our teacher taught us how to fold origami step by step. I think in Japan, origami is taught just like drawing and painting in school. Complex creations are considered arts and crafts, and there are many origami groups not only in Japan, but also all over the world. The origin of origami is unknown, but it is believed that the folding of paper began in Japan right after paper-making technology was introduced from China in the early 7th century. Traditional Japanese paper called washi was created in the Heian period, which is from the year 794 to 1185. This paper was thin and strong. In the beginning, washi paper was primarily used for keeping official records. Later, high-quality washi paper was all white, and people began to associate it with an image of purity and began using it to wrap offerings to the gods. This was called girei origami, or girei ori. This can be translated as ceremonial or ritual folding paper. This method is a practice of folding the wrapping paper very carefully and precisely. It is an art form in itself. We still have this custom of folding paper for gifts, which is called noshigami, and you can find this in many shops as an option when giving a formal gift. In addition to ceremonial origami, yugi origami, which is translated into recreational origami, also started around this time. The most common example is folding origami cranes. At that time, washi paper was a luxury item and was only enjoyed by a few wealthy people. Once the production techniques for washi paper improved and mass production became possible during the Edo period, washi paper was available to the general public. This led to the further increase in popularity of recreational origami. The world's oldest book about origami, Hiden Senbazuru Orikata, was published in 1797. It features 49 ways to fold paper cranes. Wow, that's a lot. Originally, origami was the technique of folding paper to create various shapes. In origami, cutting, gluing, and coloring are supplemental to the technique of folding. According to Nippon Origami Association, it is okay to cut the paper if it improves the origami. But if cutting, gluing, or coloring is the main part, it can no longer be called origami. Personally, I always feel cutting is cheating in origami. What do you think? Let me show you a few very basic origami steps and tips. The first is to fold it in half, 半分に折る. Most origami starts from folding it in half into a triangle or rectangle. Then, to make a crease called 折り目をつける. When I do origami with very small kids, I always tell them to iron it out, shoo 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 shoo, and let them do it. For small kids, folding can be difficult, so I try to teach them things they can do, and they are happy if they can do that much. There are two ways of folding the paper, yamaori and taniori, which means mountain folding and valley folding. Yamaori means to fold with the surface facing up, and taniori means to fold with the surface facing down. Origami requires you to think about how to fold the paper as you go, which can improve your concentration and creativity. So, origami is not only good for the intellectual development for children, but can also help prevent aging in the elderly. Origami can also be a communication tool between parents and children, even silently. I used origami to communicate with non-Japanese kids many times, and it helped me a lot. I just started folding origami and gave it to them. They can tell what it is, so we were able to communicate and play together. Origami can be a very good icebreaker. When it comes to origami, the folded paper crane, which is called orizuru, is the most famous. The crane is a symbol of longevity, so we sometimes make senbazuru, which is 1,000 folded cranes when praying for sick people and their recovery. 1,000 folded cranes are bundled together with strings. If you visit Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, you can see many paper cranes as a symbol representing peace, hope, and love. There is also the Children's Peace Monument, which was to commemorate Sadako Sasaki and other children who were victims of the atomic bomb in Hiroshima. 10 years after exposure to radiation, she developed leukemia. She began folding 1,000 cranes because people sometimes believe by doing so you will be granted a wish. Unfortunately, she died in the hospital. Her classmates were shocked by her death and wanted to do something in her memory. They began handing out written flyers to raise money for the monument. People were inspired to fold paper cranes, and they are displayed there even today. About a month before my dad passed away, I came back home to Japan and spent some time with him. At that time, my mom was working on making senbazuru for him. I helped her, and so did my brother and his family. The funny story that my mom told me is, my dad saw what she was doing one day and offered his help as well. 手伝おうか? Which means, shall I help you? What do you mean? We are doing this for you, Dad. Let me introduce a Japanese expression, origamitsuki, which originates from origami. It means with origami in English. For example, We can use it in an expression like this. 彼は折り紙付きの作家だ which literally translates to He is a talented writer with origami. But what does that mean? A long time ago, paper folded in half was called origami, and all official government documents and certificates were folded in half, and that was the official rule. Nowadays, if we say origami tsuki, it means it has been authenticated and it is absolutely genuine or guaranteed to have no mistakes. Thus, origami tsuki means he is a talented writer, without a doubt. The Japan Origami Association established November 11th as Origami Day in 1980 for two reasons. One reason is that November 11th is World Peace Day, and the second is that the date can be written 11/11. If you imagine, 11/11 looks like four sides of a square, which is the shape of origami paper. Do you get it? Lastly, I want to show you how interactive origami can be. Can you look at the screen? I am taking a picture of you with my origami camera. So say cheese. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram account for a million things about Japan. You can find the link on the description. And again, if you are interested in anything about Japan, please let me know on the comment. Alright then, stay tuned for more episodes. Bye bye.